Okay, we're looking at this. I'm sat on a grating here. It's on a bit of a slope from sliding down it. It's an old lorry body off of probably a 7.5 tonner. Customers using it as a chiller. They've scrapped all the lorry body fridge kit and put some Chinesium looking system on there. Anyway, it's knocking out the earth leakage strip. So we've confirmed that. We've took this junction lid off this junction box. Can we zoom out a bit? Oh, we zoomed in. We zoomed all the way out. There we go. So we've confirmed it by testing on here that we had a short. So then what we've done is we've separated the. It's got two cables coming out. One goes to the condensing unit. One goes off to the controller. And I was thinking condensing unit would be a favourite, but that one tests okay. So we've now broke the system down to two halves. So then we're into that box there, which is your controller. I'm tempted to think it's got a downforce solenoid coil on there, solenoid valve, and those coils on those are a favourite for shorting out. I need to get. So I got a new Megger. I need to get a clamp for both leads really, because then you can clamp it on there and press the test button. Hang on, bear with me. Pressing the test button. Ow! Okay, pressing the test button and getting the belt off it. Let's try again. Yeah, that one's good. That's the condensing unit. So it must be that one. Yes, do not touch the Megger when you are Megger testing. Low, that's what it comes up with when it's a really low resistance. And that is the one that goes to the unit. And I can confirm that 500 volts gives you quite a nasty nip on the old finger, despite wearing gloves. So, we could either pop the cover off of this. I think you have to, these pop off on the sides, and then there's some screws. Or we could get the ladder off the van. There's a downforce coil. There it is. That would be a favourite. I might go straight for the coil. Okay, I've got the solenoid wires disconnected here. So let's test them. Oh, it's not the solenoid. 300 mega ohms, so that one's okay. So we'll pop those back in. Let's see, we've got the neutral. Let's see for that, see if we can get. I probably ought to check the live wire for that as well, just in case it's blown apart in the coil. What's this one? Low. Okay. So that's something in the evaporator. It's either the heater or the fan motor, I would think. That's what it's looking at. So we're probably into a heater now. So we probably want to go around. We'll put these wires back before we forget where they come from. And then we'll go around and have a look in the evaporator. Okay, this is the evaporator. It just has a look. That's the little badge on the side. It just has a look of China about it, especially the blue fin coil. So we've got a drain line heater, so it might have been a freezer at some point, or I've just got covered in freaking cobwebs. Got all these horrible little spindly spiders everywhere. I think we have to pop that cover off and have a look in there. So we've got a heater. We've got a heater and a fan motor. I mean, generally fan motors are pretty bomb-proof, but that's when you're thinking about decent makes of equipment and not ones that are made. Yes. Yes, that cable comes through the roof, then the heater tank comes up the bottom, and then we've got our two temperature sensors. One's in the coil, one's dangling in the air over there by the pipework. So that's yeah, it's got to cover off of here. Everything's getting fucking cobwebs on it. Okay, I've got that on that bolt. I don't even know if it's earthed. I'm assuming it might be. But if we test this and we don't get any earthy results, we'll have to pop the earth wire out and get a proper connection. But we're not checking to see if it's live. So lives are not at risk. We're just trying to find a fault. So all not having a proper earth might do is hinder our progress slightly. That's 400 doodars, so that's off the scale. So that's saying that's good. That's 400 doodars as well. I need my other test lead so I can get into these pins, and then I can also confirm the unless I pop a wire, because that's where they've got the heater tape in there. There's a live 1, live 2 and live 3, so they could be potentially run off 3-phase, I suppose. I don't know. They've just been linked together, so they're daisy chained together. And then they've got the heater tape is run out of one of the end ones. I don't think the tape could be if it's got a cut in it, I suppose, but yeah, let's get me another test lead. Okay, we've pulled the earth out of there because these are not earthed. They must have the paint probably insulates the bolts. So we've got a proper earth. Right, this is going to be difficult to do single-handed. I need an extra hand. Alright, let's try. Come on. Oh dear. Why is life so difficult? Right, there we go. That is stubbed on there. I'm pressing the testing button, and we've got over 4,000 megaohms according to that. On that, it's the fan motor. If I go on the earth, proper earth. We get a sort of earthy reading, so we are sort of connected. And then if we go on there, which is one of the heaters, that's showing low. Showing low. So it's looking like it's one of the heaters. So we'll put the fan connections back in before we forget where they go, and then we'll pop all the heater wires out and see how much fun we get testing them. Okay, I've pulled all the wires out. Before I pulled them out, I've put a dot on each of the wire that went to a live, so that we don't have to mess about taking the side panel off to work out which is the in and the out on the heater connection. So the ones with the dots went in the lives, and the no dots were all joined together into the neutral. So we're on one of them. Let's try. 160 megaohms. I'm going to call that one good. So that one's a good one. Let's try the next one, which is there. We've just got to be careful that none of the others are touching each other because it will backfeed. That one is low, so that is our shorty one. That is our shorty one there, which is the top one. And I think it's that one we want to do now. I think it is that one. 10 megaohms is a bit earthy. It's not as earthy as the other one, so that is that one. So that's good. So it's that top one here is the duffer. So let's find which is the other end of it. Is it that one? No. That's off the scale, which is a bit odd. Freaking wire's a bit short now. And that's it. I mean, it might be burnt open circuit. I don't even know what temperature they run this at, because it knocks the trip out in this building, takes the whole building out, and then you've got like a 50-yard, 100-yard walk to that one there. That's the duffer, the middle one, and then they've got a concrete processing plant. It's fed from there, so the last thing I want to do is have to go walking around some concrete facility trying to find where the power comes from. 10.9. See, I don't like that one much either. That one's a bit earthy. Yes. Maybe, I don't know. Looking at the size of the heater, they might not even have enough side room to get the elements out. They might be right. It depends how far the coil comes over. Okay, we've popped the end off this to see what's going on. So it's two heaters really, but they join them together, so it's effectively one heater. Same again here. So that's that, and then we've got the one in the bottom, which is probably just, it's just a U-shaped heater. So we've got effectively three heaters. The bottom one we know is shorted to earth. And what I wasn't getting was one of the other ones was earthy, it's 10 mega ohms, which I don't like things being different. If you've got two heaters and the same wattage, you expect them to read the same sort of earth resistance. So that wire there goes to the bottom one there, and that wire there goes to the next one up. So that should be the bottom heater, then should go for that loop of wire and then come back on the second one up. And we are test that. It's over. I don't even think you need to press the test button when you've got the two lead on ohms. It's over 420 kilo ohms as well. If it's over 420 kilo ohms, it's got no heating ability whatsoever, is it? So just to confirm, it's our meter's good. See, 0 ohms, 0.6 ohms. So we've got them two testers clamped on the capillary there. So that top heater is basically open circuit. So that one's faulty, and then we've got this. The next one is that one. Let's pull it out. Let's do. Make sure we're getting it right. Yeah, just to confirm, I'm not getting confused. 420 kilo ohms. That's on that one and that one. So that leaves us with this one here and that one there, which is those two. Okay, and they're reading 100 ohms, which might be a sensible resistance for a heater. 100 ohms. So actually, let's leave that one on there. You can work it out, it's 240 volts, so you can work the wattage out. So let's turn that round to mega ohms and put 400 volts up it. 10 mega ohms. See, that to me seems a bit earthy. So I'm going to say the bottom one's completely buggered, that one's short into earth. The middle one is open circuit and the top one is connected, but it's earthy. I don't like it. So I think it needs a complete set of heaters. And then you wonder whether something's made them go. Has it been stuck on defrosting for ages and got stupid hot and burnt them out? Or is it just bad luck that, the open circuit one could have been open circuit for years. That could have been earthy for ages or gradually getting worse, and the bottom one's just finally given up the ghost, so we don't know the failure mode of this to be sure. But if we do put heaters in, we probably want to check it's terminating the defrost properly. And then we're going to have some fun getting parts for this, because I haven't got a clue what make it is, where to get bits. So we can buy heaters. You can buy the ones in a straight length, and you basically have to bend them by hand to fit. But you have to be accurate, because you can only bend them once. So don't take the bending straight again afterwards and then trying to bend them again. You can just, it's like a one-time deal. You bend them right, or you've ruined it. I'm not even sure what temperature he runs this at. It might not even need defrosting, to be honest with you. We might be able to set it up to just do off-cycle defrost. It's only putting eggs in it, so they're not usually that cold. So he might have bought it second-hand off of somebody who was using it as a freezer or running it around 0 degrees or something. Or I might have a word with a customer. Okay, we managed to get those out. They just slid out. Screwdriver. They can be a bit of fun getting them back in again, because what you need to have something on the wires that you can pull them through by the wires, or they won't go in. But you see, you need enough room between the wall and the evaporator to get them out. So we've got a few inches to spare here, so that's something to keep in mind when you're selecting equipment or where you're siting it. You can put them in and then not be able to get the heaters out. I know that's not possibly your problem if you're just installing it, but anyway, so that one, we've got that one out, and I think I've got to take the drain pan off, which should be fun because we've got all that to undo, to get the U-shaped one out for the bottom, because that one's the one that's shorted. I might give them a call before I get too involved in it, but what I don't want to do is disconnect them and think it's going to be fine, run it and then it ices up, because if the equipment's not sized right, it might run stupidly low evaporating temperatures and ice up. I don't know. So what I'm trying to avoid is I don't want to have to come back just to take these off to measure them, because I'm here now. That end up costing me time and money. So another call. It's gone mad today. Okay, we've got that out. So we have to measure how long that was and get one about the same length. Two little bends at the end and get the other two bends in the same place, and then it'll fit in there. And then we'd have to get 4 little short ones like that and join them ourselves at the other end. And these just clamp in under these little brackets. Luckily I managed to loosen that joint off there and get that drain pan lowered down out of the way. I might take the other one out as well, because that's, I don't know, I might take it out just in case. If they blow up, short out and burst in the middle, they can get stuck in the coil and you can't get them out. Okay, got the controller back together as best we can. So the lid's broken and all sorts. That one, 290 megohms on that one. It was on one brown. And this one is over 4,000. We'll do the neutrals as well, just to be on the safe side. I'm rushing because the battery's going flat on the camera. I keep charging it up in the van. There we go. I keep forgetting to look because the view screen's gone screwy on this, so I can't see what it's looking at. 300 and something. So yeah, that looks good. So we'll get that all back together, turn it on, and keep our fingers crossed. Okay, if I'm right, I should be able to turn this on now. You've turned that on. It's not lit up. That's a worry. That is a worry. So I thought we had power coming in. I didn't put the tester on. I just put the non-contact voltage doodah on there. But then we've got an arm that comes in and goes out again. So it may well be off on a break or somewhere else. Let's cross our fingers. Right, we've got no power coming in here. I don't know, it's the first time I've been to this site, so I don't know how it's wired or what. We've got an arm and cable comes in, links inside and goes out again, and where it's linked it also goes up to this switch. And that cable disappears off, I think that's it disappearing off that way, so it goes off, don't know where. And then that one disappears off that way. So we'll have to trace, I think it comes from that direction, so we'll have to trace that and see if we can find out where it goes. Right, as soon as we power this on, it takes out the RCD. Now I have had them go when things pull a lot of current, but I would have thought it would have also took the breaker out in the fuse box as well. So we're going to take the cover off and measure it again to see if we've still got a fault in there, even though when we tested it just now we didn't have. On very rare occasions I've had motors that Megger fine, so they Megger with they don't show a fault when you Megger them, but when you power them up they short out. And then pretty much the only way to find that is to disconnect them, power it up, and then reconnect them, and if it trips, you know, you kind of confirm it's that motor that's causing the fault. It's very rare, but I have seen it a few times where motors have Meggered fine, and that's what's causing the fault, because probably when they go to start and they get all the current going through them, and you get all the magnetism around the wiring. The wires can move a tiny bit and maybe touch and short out if the if the insulation's damaged, something like that. Anyway, a simple job's turning into a pain in the arse. Basically, that's the reading we've got: 297 mega ohms from either the live or the neutral to the earth. So it's not looking earthy when it's off. What I might do, I will do, I'll disconnect them and then we'll try live to neutral to look for dead short. See if we've got a dead short that way. And then what I'll probably do is I'll probably power up the controller and the evaporator first on its own and see if that runs, which I suspect it will, and then we'll try the compressor condensing unit and see if that trips it, if we don't get any sense with our other readings. Normally with these controllers they sit and think about doing anything for 30 seconds or a minute when you first turn them on, so that would sit there bleeping and thinking about it, whereas the compressor's on pump down, so as soon as you power it up, the LP switch is made, it's going to try and start. Although you don't even hear a noise from it, it's pretty instantaneous. Yes. Okay, we've just got the controller powered up. That's powered up. Yeah, whoever's done this before has broken them, and they've just dabbed some glue on to hold them on. So I've got to do that. So that fan should be running. The fan's running. So that works. So we'll disconnect that, and then we'll wire the unit in and see what that does. What the problem is. Okay, whole roof is covered in these little red mites. I'll be covered in little red mites soon. These poor little fuckers are getting squashed. Anyway, got a contactor in there, and on the bottom the second brown live over and the blue are showing a short, so I've got to see where they go to. So it could be the compressor, could be it's on pump down. As soon as we turn it on, contactor pulls in, bang, knocks the trip out. What threw us was we also had a short on the evaporator on the defrost heaters. So for all we know, they might be wired in, but the controller might be set to do off-cycle defrost or something. I don't know. So I don't see we're going to have two faults, like for shorted defrost heaters and a shorted compressor at the same time. So I'm presuming if the compressor is the proper fault, it's been running with those defrost heaters showing shorted. It's a high temp room, they run it at 14 degrees C, so chances are when it goes on the defrost it might not even trigger a defrost, because the coil temp sensor might be above the termination temperature. I'm just guessing there, trying to make sense of what we've found. Yes, anyway, let's dig into this a bit more, see where these wires go. Right, I've got the top off. Run cap's all blown up, puffy, so that's buggered. And I've pulled the compressor cover off. It's like an 8mm nut, and then you've got this little domed cover over it. And all the wires are all burnt and crusty, so we'll pop those off just to be sure. But I'm 99% sure the compressor's died as well. So I think it's a max cold unit. I think that's what the evaporator is. The other company put their sticker over the front of the manufacturer's name, so I think it's max cold. Probably just as well buy a whole new unit, really. This has got a few years on it, because it said on the thing on the bottom, there's a label on it saying the condenser fan was changed in 2014, so that's 9 years ago. So it's got to be 10 plus years old, I think. Anyway, okay, we've got all those wires pulled off of there. You see how burnt they are. I've just got that propped on there. I don't know if it's going to work. No, it's not going to work because I'm not pushing it. I'm not sure with this whether you can actually probably set it so it ticks continuously. Anyway, hang on a minute. Yeah, there we go. Took a bit of mess about because the things are so rusty you don't get a good connection, but yeah, that's coming up as a short, so the compressor's shorted out. I think it's best bet to change the whole unit, looking at the age of it. I'll have to see if I can get a model number off of it somewhere, and then we can work out what it is. Let's look inside here, get some sense out of that. Okay, I've just had the wires back in down the bottom, disconnected the two compressor wires. So we've just to check the fan runs. So I'm going to get some prices. I don't know whether we'll end up putting a whole new unit on there, just a compressor, or even getting the job tool. But I just don't want to come in and put a compressor on the fans for the buggers. If it does go in, I might come out before I do get the compressor ordered and take the gas out of it, just to make sure it's actually got gas in it, because there's pointless getting a compressor if we find the evaporator's leaked. And the reason the compressor's died is it's gone on and off on the LP switch so many times it's burnt it out. So if we, if we come and take there's no gas in it, we might end up putting a whole new system in there or something. So anyway, at least we know the fan works.